Welcome to episode 27 of Three Degens and a Normie, where we talk about. We used to talk about anime. Maybe we'll talk about anime again soon.
Yo.
Who knows?
Maybe we should talk about it today.
No. Well, maybe a little.
We have a segment. Maybe. Is
Oh,
it ready?
Keep
Maybe?
guessing. Is it talking to me?
Yeah.
I have a list, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
we're
Well,
good.
Anyways, I'm
That's for the
Steven.
intro.
I'm Eugene,
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Candace.
and welcome back to the Showtimes too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah,
Oh, God.
How's my gain, Eugene? Am I too loud?
I'll turn you down in post.
This is a good
Yeah,
time.
Asking
you're
that
kind of
during the
loud.
podcast
He'll
instead of
fix it in-
our
he'll
10
fix it
minute
in
talk
post.
before.
He'll fix it in post. Oh boy,
So fancy.
Yeah.
So fancy.
very exciting. All right, well, what are we talking about?
What do we want to start with? Talk about
I
what
don't know.
games people are playing?
Do you want to
Well,
finish our
Actually,
homework?
I'm
I've
down
been
to talk
playing
about what games we
A lot of
Me
Nintendo
too,
Switch
actually.
There we go.
sports.
Switch
There we go.
sports. I'm living out my high Q dreams of being a volleyball star playing Switch sports. This shit
Very
is
nice.
so fun.
I
I implore
love
you guys to get it.
the thing I love the
might have
most
to.
is the sheer salty tears of all the people on Reddit who are trashing the game. They're like, "Oh, this game's so bad," and I'm like, just sitting there having fun.
Dude,
I
I'm having so much fun.
honestly, I think it's actually really funny and this happens with a lot of games I see, like, and also especially like a lot of games that come from Nintendo, where it's like I'll see people like go to review it, and they'll just be like, "Oh, I wish you had this and this and this and this," and like they're just so upset about it, and I'm like, Am I the one in the wrong? Am I the only one having fun
No.
playing
No,
this?
And then
It's
I
like,
think this happens a lot where they're like, "Oh, it's like so childish. It's like it's made for kids." I'm like, "Yeah, it's
like,
made
yeah,
for
it
kids."
is. It's made for
It's
kids.
Nintendo,
And
yeah.
guess what?
They're
I have the
family
mind and the conditioning skills of a child. So you know what? Yeah, it's fun. Like,
At the school, we like do a welcome party every time there's a new term, and we ask like all of them to give us a controversial game fact, which is fun because it gets people like arguing and hyped and talking. But every single time there's someone who shits on Nintendo and is like, "I just don't get the hype over Nintendo," or "I
Okay,
don't
they
think
just
Nintendo
wanna feel
makes any
special.
games."
I
No,
had
I'm
no
like,
childhood.
That's a
No,
pick
my
me.
thing is, I'm just anyone who says that, I'm like, you can not like the style of games, but if you're like a first person shooter, like that's the type of game you like. Nintendo's not your target. Like you're not their
Yeah,
target
it's
audience. So
Splatoon,
calm
man.
down. The
It's
games
Splatoon.
aren't bad. They're just meant for like different people, like different
Yeah.
style of
They're
gamers,
for
and also
like a little
children.
a fun,
Yeah.
yeah. They're for like a fun time with other people. Like, yay, play the
Yeah.
game.
Well,
Not,
and the
I
thing
want to
is, like,
smash my controller because I
to
keep
be
dying.
fair, like there are, but things that there are also like Nintendo games that are pretty squarely for like older teens and adults. Like, for like
Shin
Shin
Megami
Megami
Tensei.
Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei is not for children. And then like even like the Fire Emblem series and a lot of the larger scale JRPGs that like come up in Nintendo, like a lot of them are like Eugene. Did you end up getting Triangle Fantasy or Strategy? Woo! I think it's
Triangle
Final Fantasy.
Fantasy. I bought it, and then you were like, "Oh, you gotta make sure you set aside.
Yeah, you
like,
need some
3
time for it.
days." And then I never played it because of
But
that.
like games like that where like there's scaling levels of like difficulty and strategy, it's like it's a different type of thing. Like I don't know, like I went outside, I left my room. That's
went
the going
outside?
That's going outside. I
That's
left my
touched
room.
grass.
Are
When
you
I- when it-
okay?
When it went to the living room, and like my room was playing Elden
He didn't
Ring,
touch
right?
grass.
And I was like,
Elden Ring
I
is
was
good
like,
shit.
Elden Ring, good game, right? But you know what? Like, yeah, just because like what was I playing earlier? I was playing Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah, not as hard as Elden Ring, but still a very satisfying game to play where you hunt shit down. Like,
No,
I don't
it's
know.
mostly like the gamer bros that say stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like,
generally,
I just like pew pew games. That's all. Other games aren't real games. You're not into gaming if you're not playing
Yeah,
first
it's so
person
I
shooters.
know.
gatekeeping
I
and
hate
stuff.
that
Yeah.
so much. But I feel like half the time they're like, "Oh, I like manly games," but they feel like they have to
Or
like shit
sports
on it
games.
just to like
Yeah.
trigger other people to argue with them so that they can prove their
Mhm.
point because they just want to fight.
Yeah, it's
then-
the
and-
shooters and the sports guys.
The FIFAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who like exclusively play sports games, because lots of people play sports
I was
games
gonna
as
say,
well.
I played
You know?
a lot. I got a lot
No,
of
but I
hours
mean,
of FIFA.
like the people that are like, NHL, best game ever.
Oh
all those
no, like
Nintendo games
the
they
ones
suck.
the ones the
Yeah.
ones who play FIFA and they don't just play FIFA like, oh, I'm having fun playing FIFA. It's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, my ultimate
Eccentric.
team. I got all these card packs and I got the best players, and it's like,
Yeah.
like when I play FIFA, what I like to do is I like to do like a career mode and like be the manager of just like the worst team in the game and see if I can
And
like
try
win the
to
league
bring
with
them
it.
back.
Yeah, it's
Oh
fun.
my
It's
god.
fun, right?
You
Like
want a challenge, yeah.
exactly, right? I don't want to go like assemble all of the best players in the world on one team and then be like, yeah, I'm beating people. It's like, well, no shit, you've got like everyone. Like it's
Yeah.
boring. Like I don't know.
I got
I
Steph
like
Curry. I got LeBron James. I got Kevin Durant.
it just I think it is one of those things where it's like games where you build to something are always fun in my mind.
Yeah.
Which is why I like stuff like Stardew Valley and Valheim and even RPGs and stuff because
Minecraft.
RPGs you're building. What?
Stephen doesn't. I said Minecraft.
It's actually funny. I don't play Minecraft. Never have.
What?
I played it a couple
I love
times, but I'm
Minecraft.
not
I
super
just don't find
into
it
it.
very interesting.
I like
it's just,
Minecraft.
3D
just
Gens
like
and a Normie SMP.
Let's go. I don't mind playing Minecraft with people who are actually into it because they actually make a base and like do the proper stuff, and I run around and try to find like tags to have pets and like just
Oh yeah.
I think it would
explore.
be
I'm like,
fun with
I
you
I
like
just
guys.
I
had
like
like
building the
$20.
house.
Someone's like, bro, what? Why do you have 20 pet wolves? I'm like, don't worry about it. This is all I'm here
they're
for.
cool.
Like, if you hit me once, you will die because
I mean,
my
my
pet.
dogs.
Yeah.
I'm
Jordan just
down.
trying to recreate Legend of Zelda where you attack one chicken and you just die.
Exactly.
That
I
reminds
could be
me
the base
actually.
builder
Oh, sorry.
though. Just saying, I can
Okay.
build the base. I like
Base
building
builder.
houses.
Nice.
I also
I-
like base building.
I
Steven
just love
also
see-
likes base
I
building.
love
Love
decorating.
art.
I
I
the
hate
thing is, I don't particularly care for base
hosting.
building and things like Minecraft though,
Mhm.
because like Valheim base building, I really like because of the realism in it. Like that was a lot of fun. Maybe I just really like Valheim.
No way.
I
They
Do
should
you guys
make
wanna
hear-
Valheim, but like Greek.
Yeah. Oh, of
Your
course.
two favorite things.
Just like Titan Quest is Diablo, but Greek.
If they made a better version of Titan Quest, maybe that'd be nice. Titan Quest 2.
So you guys are
we
playing
were playing
exciting
Titan
games.
Quest.
Oh yeah. Do you want to hear what game I've
Sure.
been playing
Yes, I
this
do.
week?
Wait, should
Oh,
we all
no.
guess what she's been playing first?
Okay,
Yeah.
on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Virtual
Virtual
Villagers.
Villagers.
Okay, I knew
Which
Village
one,
was
though?
in there.
Which
2.
one?
2.
Is it Virtual Villagers 2?
Is?
Hey.
Oh yeah. Hey, Eugene has an unfair advantage because he has me on Steam and saw me playing it.
Yeah.
We all saw you
yeah.
playing it.
You Snapchatted us
Yeah,
about
but
it.
I
it
said
didn't
this
say, it didn't
multiple
say the
times.
name. It didn't say the name in the photo. But honestly, last week, I don't know what triggered my memory of this game. But I thought about it, and then I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I bought it on Steam.
Oh
Was
my
it me
God.
talking about Sims?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
was it? I don't remember.
Yes.
I think I was talking to someone I worked with when I first thought about virtual
'Cause
villagers.
you definitely brought it up after I said Sims because I've been
Yeah,
binging
'cause I-
Sims for it hard.
Yeah, because I was
thought-
talking to someone else and I don't remember what about. And then I was like, oh my God, have you heard of this game before? Virtual
Yeah.
Villagers? And he was like, what? No. And I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, you just outed yourself as old.
yeah, I think it came out in like 2007. I didn't realize, which kind of like was a bit of a letdown. I'm still having fun playing it, but when I played it as a kid, I didn't know what I was doing, so I just messed around. But it's pretty like the way that it's designed is you kind of have to do everything in the proper order and like proper time frame. Like if you don't, then you just run out of food and die, at least for the
Oh,
first
that's
portion
good.
of it.
That's great.
So I'm like, I was just like messing around and solving the puzzles myself, and then I couldn't figure out how to make a scarecrow because birds were stealing all my food, and I was like, what the actual, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. So I looked it up, and it's like you have to have a master builder, and then you got to cut some vines, and then you also have to upgrade this specific skill so that you find a cauldron on the ground so that you can make soup and put herbs in the soup and then cut the vines and somehow make a scarecrow with your soup and vines. I don't know.
What?
I mean, that's obviously how you make scarecrows.
obvious.
With vines
I
and
was like-
soup.
The other puzzles before that are like pretty chill. Like you just sort of like you drag people around and like they'll do certain things and you know you can kind of figure it out. That one I was like, how am I?
My vine soup scarecrow.
What?
See, this is why you should
Yeah.
just play. You
I
should just
mean,
play
soup on a
Valheim with us.
scarecrow
Because
is
Valheim
probably
is a more
scary.
obvious progression.
Mm.
Agree.
Yeah, you know,
I think y'all
newer,
would like
so they had a
Valheim.
little more
Oh,
knowledge.
y'all
on
actually
game
would really
design.
like Valheim. It's very fun.
Candace needs a PC.
I was gonna say I don't think I can play it. I've just
Buy
been
a
playing.
PC,
Hey,
Candace.
my computer's good for what I need it for, which is Sims.
No, you need it. You need it for
Oh my god,
Valheim.
I have been very bad. So I'm off work still.
No way.
I bought like 2 bundles of shit.
Which ones? Which ones? The Renault one.
Yeah, so there's an interior decorator, like dream thingy. What's it called? Sorry, I'm trying to find it. And all I can hear is my fish tank buzzing. It's driving me nuts. Let's see. Oh, my cat's under there. That's why. It stopped buzzing because she hit something. She's like right there.
Nice.
When you said interior
helping.
decorator,
Yeah.
my
Oh my
first
god.
thought
I
was,
love it.
was do y'all know the interior crocodile alligator?
Alligator. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I do.
What is that from?
We'll show you after, Jordan, because
Okay.
it's the whole thing.
So you can get like expansion packs, and then there's one called stuff and like kits or
Mhm.
something. So my expansion packs, because I decided to get 2 of them because I have no fucking self-control.
I feel that.
Is the interior decorator one. So you go to Sims houses, and they all look stupid, like in the base game, and then you get to make them really, really nice, which is great, unless they don't like your shit. Because oh my god, okay, bit of a
You
tangent.
watch someone's child get taken away.
Yes.
For
Oh my
neglect?
god! And then the scary kid I sent you the video of.
Yeah.
I showed up to the house, and
was
there are 2
so-
kids
what
outside,
was
and
that?
walked away. And then my sim wouldn't move, so I zoomed back to where
origins
she
of
was.
Slenderman.
And then there's this just like horrifying thing with long fingers, just like walking
Turns out
towards
like
the
this.
house. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" It was scary. It did not unglitch from that the whole time. I was like talking to the parents and shit to find out what they wanted in their house.
No.
Scary. Maybe that's the baby that got taken away. Maybe that's why they took it. Like, it was scary. But like you have to ask them what they want. And I went to this couple's house, and I was trying to figure out like what kind of design style they like and don't like, and it just you can only ask certain questions, and it's like likes fitness and violins and video games. Like, I'm trying to redo your kitchen. How the hell is that relevant to you liking fitness? Like, what do you want from me?
A
Dumbbells in
gym
the
and an
kitchen.
arcade
Yeah.
and
Yeah, apparently.
music thing.
Yeah. But so
Pull
I
up
bought
bars being
that.
held up
Studio?
by violins.
Yes, there we go.
Mhm.
So I bought that, and then I bought
Did you buy the
the
pets,
pets,
expansion?
the cat, yeah.
Yeah.
And they have one that goes with it. It's a pack or whatever called My First Pets. You can put clothes on your pets.
Cute.
So of course I got
And you can
that
have
one.
like and you can have like hamsters and stuff too, right?
Yeah,
drones.
yeah. And then I don't know if there's stuff or packs. I don't know what the hell the difference is. One of them is like kitchen stuff, so I can have an ice cream maker. Some
Let's
different
go.
appliances. And then I
Better
bought
than
one
McDonald's.
that's like it's like kind of fantasy looking stuff. So like I don't
Nice.
know. It reminds me of like
Yeah, it's got a drawbridge.
Lord of the
that's all it
Rings,
has.
Elven, and like Hobbit shit. Because
It's a
you can
Shire.
put these big round windows and big
Like
round like
swords and
carpets.
magic kind of fantasy.
Nice.
Yes, it's so pretty. I love it.
I always get the like whenever I get back into Sims, which is like once or twice a year, I'll buy like the pack where you get like the actual expansion, the other thing and the other thing. It's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of each. So
yeah. I just like I'm looking on Origin, and it was telling me what packs I had,
yeah,
but now I can't find them.
Oh, Origin, lots of fun.
Oh,
that's where I
was
use.
so
Man,
mad. I was trying to get my
honestly
EA
though,
Play to
all,
work, and it
all,
won't.
all the Sims talk has really made me want to play like OG Roller Coaster Tycoon again.
Oh my
'Cause
god!
'Cause I haven't
Yeah,
played that game in a hot minute, and it's honestly
that's a
pretty good.
classic.
It's pretty.
Oh yeah,
that one's really good.
nice.
I also love Zoo Tycoon too.
yes, yes. With
So
the
good.
cats
I
and
tried-
dog one, you can be a vet. Sorry, I just had to say that. 'cause
Oh
I found
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes. And I
I
want car clothing.
I tried playing. There was like a Zoo Tycoon in the Xbox Game Pass, and I was
Yes.
so excited because you can play online with friends. But it's not like Zoo Tycoon where you get to like make all the enclosures. You can go in and walk around, and you can like it's like an overview where you just drop cages in and stuff, and like
I think I was playing that. You can walk around in
was
first person and decorate.
kind
the
of. It's not
cages.
the same.
It's not the same.
You
But
can't do nearly as much. It's more of like a management game.
Excuse
I didn't want to get a cup.
Wait a second.
You
No.
froze.
No.
I didn't want to get a cup, dirty.
No.
There's no shame if you're
No.
I'm the
living in
only
your
one drinking it.
No.
I was
Not
just kind
allowed.
of surprised.
Steven,
I wasn't expecting that to come out of
chill.
nowhere.
What was that? Was that Five Alive citrus or something? Or... Yeah, it is.
Passionate peach citrus. Thank you. I have
Just
brought
straight out of the Tetra Pack.
a birch
what is
beer.
wrong with that?
Yeah,
What is
what's
that?
wrong with that?
Yeah, nothing's wrong with
It's
that.
brown?
Crushed birch beer. The pop's actually purple.
Birch
It
beer.
tastes like root beer.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually really good.
Purple
They
root
have it at
beer.
Save-On. They have random like single cans. And I just
Oh,
decided
I love-
to try them when they were on
Yeah.
sale.
Single cans are the good
Salty
good.
cheese
Yeah.
flavored soda.
Yum.
What?
At least it's not peanut butter
should
and
I-
cheese
should
flavored
Steven-
soda.
Should I tell them about my
Yeah.
shot today?
Your shot?
Oh.
I had
Oh.
I drank what is probably the worst thing I've ever had in my life. So I was having a conversation because my roommate has a couple friends over, right? For I guess Mother's Day. I don't even know. And we were eating this
Friends
whatever
over for Mother's Day.
Korean spicy soup thingy. It wasn't really spicy at all, but the one person was like super white and couldn't handle anything. So she was like dying.
Attacked?
And then I made like we had some joke about mustard, and then she was like, "Oh, I can't have mustard," right? And I was like, what if I just went and got like a spoonful of mustard, just ate it straight up? And she was like, "It's terrible."
Ew.
And then someone made a joke
Mustard's
about a
just
shot of mustard,
yucky.
a shot of mustard. So I was like, "Oh, interesting." So I was like, "Where's the shot glass?" And then I thought in my mind, I was like, "Wait, actually, taking a shot of mustard would be really hard because it's like too thick, right?" So I was like, "All right, well,
Ew.
we'll make this worse and drinkable because it'll be more liquid, right?" So what I went with, raided the fridge and stuff like that. It was a shot glass, 1 part mustard, 1 part gin, and a healthy dash of hot sauce, and a dash of lime juice.
You don't get
Mix it up.
to
Why
talk
would you
about
do this?
anyone's drinks
Mix it
Yeah,
at
up.
all.
Mix it up.
You just tried
Shit
to
on
shame
me, like,
Candace. Yeah.
No. It has
Yo,
nothing to do. The
Mom.
things that had nothing to do with what she was drinking, rather how she was drinking it.
Yeah, and how you were drinking mustard with
Anyways.
gin in a shot
Anyways.
glass is
Yeah.
offensive.
Because it's like a joke party shot thing. Anyways, we call
Uh-huh.
it the puke bucket. I have a video of it. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, I want to see that,
Sounds
definitely.
It was
So-
it was not good. Believe it or not,
Oh, I'm
it was
col-
really,
I
really
believe
bad.
it.
shocked.
It actually tasted a lot like puke.
Ew.
Like when you I'm just gonna send it to this.
That's enough. That's enough words. Coming
Good
out of your
I've
That'll
heard this
do.
story once before. I didn't need the second run through.
mouth.
Yeah.
Well,
you
that's
did.
too bad. I'm trying to
Everyone needs a
find
second run through.
stuff from that Sims pack to show you guys. It's called Realm of Magic, if you want to look it up.
Oh, yeah, I have that.
I'm so sorry. I'm not allowed to
Is
sneeze
this
out my
your-
nose.
I was about to
'Cause I-
say, does like your face super hurt if you sneeze?
No, if
Panic.
I sneeze out of my nose, yes, because I still had the splints inside, so like I had the bandage off, as you
Yucky.
can see, but I can't push or put
You're
pressure
literally
right
2
here.
pixels from me, so
Well,
I cannot see.
YOLO.
But the audience will see.
Exactly.
Yes.
So right here, I can't push on it, and it still feels numb. Like I can push if I want to, but she said that he put crushed cartilage.
So
right
yeah, you don't
here in
want
my
to
nose.
put a
And
dent
I-
into your
Yeah,
nose.
I'd
Old-fashioned
probably
crushed
move it, or I'd
cartilage.
be able to feel the bumps under my skin if I push on it. Yeah. So
Lovely.
I'm not allowed to really touch it, but yeah, right here's all still numb, which is super weird because I get tingly, itchy feelings, but it's like numb. So why are you itchy?
I don't want to see this.
But like
Oh,
if I
that
sneeze,
looks nasty.
The
I'm
color
gonna
is right.
scroll
though,
up so I
eh?
don't have to look at it.
Oh,
why does it kind of look like queso?
that's chunky
Like
looking.
the color.
Yeah, because the mustard didn't really incorporate that well.
Mm,
Why do you seem
Lovely.
excited to take this?
yeah. Ooh.
And he took it voluntarily, 100%. He didn't like lose a drinking game or something. He just took it.
Oh.
Fuck. Why is he smiling so much?
I
Was
don't
that today?
know.
Is he frozen? Oh, he's frozen.
Oh,
Yeah.
it paused.
No, he's not frozen. He's just
You went-
smiling so much.
Watching himself take the mustard shot.
I'm not watching this.
Well, it
I'm
restarted
watching the
halfway
video.
through for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say the video's not going all the way through for me.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it
mine's.
it
I guess it
stopped
didn't
halfway.
upload properly.
Wait, maybe if I download it, let's see if it might just be almost. Hopefully, maybe it's not corrupted. Who knows?
Did we have anything else to? Oh, the thing.
The thing.
The thing.
The thing.
Rating. Thing.
Ah,
Are we
yes.
doing that today?
Yes. Sorry, I'm
Maybe.
typing something for later.
Yeah.
It's a secret we'll use for later.
The School of Learning Basic Anime things that
Oh yeah, we don't have another
everyone
song.
should know by now.
Oh, I have to write another song.
This is our placeholder
Yeah.
jingle for the
Placeholder
thing.
jingle.
For what? For the thing I'm doing?
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
ready?
So, yeah, well, I just didn't
Nice.
know. I was typing out while you guys were starting to play the music. So, like, what are we doing? Okay, so
I have to feel it.
we decided, well, I kind of decided that we should do overrated, underrated, and perfectly rated. So I looked up, I have a bunch of like different genres of stuff, I guess, and
Mhm.
then I have a list. I just looked up top,
Genres.
so like popular animes, manga, snacks, movies, video games, genres of anime, TV shows, bands and artists, fast food restaurants. I had Food of the World. I haven't started Food of the World yet, so we're not doing that one. But should we just start with popular anime, like shows?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Are we
sure.
just gonna do one section a day? That was what we decided.
We
probably
can,
that's
yeah.
good.
We have,
So the popular anime, there were a lot of super like old ones, so I kind of put not like
Wow.
ancient ones. Sorry guys, because I don't know what you guys have watched.
We'll
Because
just
I'm
say if we haven't.
the
if
unfamiliar
we don't know.
person. So the anime and manga lists are kind of small. So if you feel like you want to do manga, we can move on. Okay, and these are in no particular order.
Wait. Let's just do one at a time, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm like,
So
I
I'll
can't
say
remember
one,
lists.
and then you guys say if you think it's overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated with how popular it is, like in pop culture, or just like what you think
Pulp
about
culture.
Pulp.
it. I don't,
Much
I
like the
don't know where
pulp in
that
the
came
Five
from.
Alive
Alive.
citrus.
That's pulp free. Hello. So the first one is Sailor Moon.
I only watched Sailor Moon as a kid. Like I haven't watched it,
Also same.
right? And I haven't watched the there was a newer one that like was better, right? Newer
I
one.
do remember loving it as a kid though.
Yeah, same.
I feel like it's
Casino Common
probably
got me hype as shit, bro.
I feel like it's probably rated correctly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like-
Perfectly
I-
rated.
It is because a lot but I think the trouble is that you could say part of the reason everyone likes it so much is because they watched it as kids.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia,
But
yeah.
like at the same time, that's not a bad thing. Like
yeah.
if you go back and watch a show that you watched as a kid now, like there are some that, like for example, like you back and watch SpongeBob. SpongeBob still holds up really, really well. If you went back and watched Sailor Moon, like yeah, it's probably still a bit kiddish at times, but like, is it really though? Like
Oh,
actually,
you know
it's
what?
still
actual
popular
Sailor,
till
actual
now.
Sailor, like the actual Sailor Moon is. a
That's what
little
I'm
bit
saying. They had
fucked up, right?
a newer version that they didn't censor as much because I think they took
Yeah.
out a lot of stuff out of the original when they ran it in America and
Yeah.
Canada, over here.
Why?
L'America.
Yeah. I don't know if they actually had because there's like a gay couple in it. And I
Oh,
don't
okay.
think they had that in our version. I don't remember if they had it in the original in Japan either though. Or if they just killed it for the anime.
Cringe.
Interesting.
Very cringe.
All right.
Not
so-
not the
I
gay
think-
couple. Just
Specify.
to be clear, censoring it is cringe.
Yeah.
He's
so-
about to get this podcast
But-
canceled.
I'm gonna
I-
have to get canceled.
What's your guys' vote?
I think
What do
I'm
you
gonna
think?
go
I think-
like
I'd say correctly rated.
I'd say well rated.
I'm gonna go correct and maybe a little over, just because I did try to rewatch it a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and I can't freaking stand Usagi's crying all the time. Like, I get it, you're a teenage girl, but it's the same reason that I'm like, Asta, shut the fuck up, you're so annoying for Black Clover. Like,
No, that's why I couldn't watch Black Clover.
I read it. I
To
was
be
like, I
fair-
can't do this. I can't.
To be fair, does
Yeah.
that mean that they did a very good job of representing teenagers?
No, I mean,
Yeah,
cringe teenagers.
yeah.
It's fine.
I
I'm like,
mean,
I get it. You're trying
are
to
there
save the
not
world.
cringe
Teenagers are pretty
teenagers?
cringe. I think we
She's
were
like, what,
cringe in high school.
14, I think?
That's the worst.
That's
Yeah,
the cringiest
she is.
age.
That
She's
is the worst.
small
13
baby,
and 14-year-old
so
girls are so mean.
yeah. But yeah, I think pretty decent.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So the second one is Pokemon.
Underrated.
that was immediate.
I'm telling you right now, I rewatched like season 1, like Indigo League Pokemon.
I did. Wait, the like
The
original
The
one?
first season, original season,
Same.
that
Because the
shit
Switch app came out
slaps.
or
It
something.
still
It's so
slaps.
good
Yeah.
with the Pokemon TV app that I had on the Switch. I watched it on there. So good.
It was on
So
Netflix
good.
for a while.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it still is.
but I think now they only have like one of the newer seasons or something like that. But no, yeah, I watched. It was literally I was at home like with at my parents' place, right? And I had my Switch with me, and I was like playing whatever. I think I was playing like some random game, and I was like, I don't really feel gaming anymore. And I was like, oh, it's this Pokemon TV app because like I checked the Switch eShop, and I literally watched Pokemon, and it was already night. It was like midnight. I watched Pokemon for 3 hours till like 3 in the morning. I was just watching Indigo League, and I was like, this shit is amazing. And then the next morning, I woke up, docked my Switch on like the main TV downstairs, and kept watching Pokemon. I was like, this is amazing. This is good stuff.
Pokemon is pretty fly, and I think with like the combo of the games and the card games and everything, it's kind of the good. Nostalgia
Alright.
might be talking though. Some of the newer, oh my gosh, I watched the like remastered version of the Pokemon
Oh,
movie and
yeah.
it was pretty cringe. I don't know why watching it in like with 3D Pokemon made it like,
Not
Was
good.
it the Projection IG one?
oh yes,
Not
it
good.
was
Oh.
not good.
The OG animation was actually really great. It was just so perfect. It was like it was cute, but like the attacks were effective and looked cool, and like the shading, like and so like when a Pokemon gets like beat up, they got that like kind of rough look where it looks like they're kind of dirty, and you're like, oh my gosh, no, Pikachu.
Okay, so you say overrated, I say finely rated.
What?
What
I
is
said
yours?
underrated.
He
You
said
said very
Oh
underrated.
yeah.
I said
Oh yeah,
underrated.
yeah. Sorry, I meant it deserves more.
Yes, yes.
Underrated. I say
I'm
it's good.
kind of like I watched it similarly to Sailor Moon. I never watched it in my like in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe I should now.
It just
I mean,
holds
there's
up, and the
definitely-
jokes are pretty funny, honestly.
The humor was still good.
English
It's
or Japanese?
definitely I watched English.
Yeah, the English VA is just it's something special about it.
Ash
Near and
Ketchum's
dear.
We
voice
can
in
use
English.
this
It's just-
frying pan.
it's just-
as a
That's a
drying
frying
pan.
pan.
Also, Misty's voice actor is really hilarious too.
Yeah, oh sorry, we did cut you off, Eugene, though.
Sorry.
What? I was gonna say-
It's your
He's good.
rating. You gotta rate it.
Oh, probably well rated. I
Yeah,
just
so,
haven't seen
like-
it recently enough to
Right.
say underrated or something.
All right. Okay, next one. Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, this is
Overrated.
my childhood. I actually do think it's overrated and kind of boring now.
Yeah.
Because I've like gone back
Ooh.
and it's slow. But like as a kid, it was so hype, you know?
I never watched it as a kid, and maybe that's why, because the other two I have like nostalgia value. But like for me, I have tried to watch Dragon Ball several times. Like at least 5 times I've gone and tried to watch it, and I cannot get into it. So I haven't been later, like I haven't made it to later in the series where it maybe gets more hype. But the abridged though kind of slaps.
Yeah. Same thing for me. I've tried, and I just doesn't do
Yeah.
anything for me.
All
It
right.
honestly doesn't.
Meh.
All right. So that's
I almost feel like we're gonna get
two
judged.
overrated
really,
and a perfectly rated, or what was yours?
I was
It's overrated.
It's
Overrated.
overrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
But the
Yuri
nostalgia
on
did slap.
Ice.
I think it is perfectly rated because it's super, super hype. Like, I don't know
What's
about
the
you
rating
guys.
that you had for it? Do you have like a rating?
Me?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like an actual.
No, because okay. So I looked at a bunch of different lists and kind of collected off of everything. So I don't have like a solid list in front of me that's numbered. It's just
All right, I'm gonna check the My Anime list of it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a
okay.
good way to compare
Give
it.
us the rating.
Like I would say right now,
Mhm.
like before Eugene tells us the actual number. In fact, we should probably say this actually before he finds the actual number. Like I think that if it's anything less than like 7.8, then it's definitely underrated.
I'll be offended if it's less than 7.8.
Like, well, the only thing is that I can see it being not super. I can see it being around like a 7.98, just because like there's probably a decent amount of people who aren't interested in like the subject matter very much. But like the thing is that in the end, like it's more about the actual characters than it is.
Well, Steven, you're bang on. It's 7.9.
Really,
Yeah.
It's
I think that's still a little bit
It
under.
should-
I think that's a
It
bit
is
under.
the
so good.
709th most popular anime on my anime list.
It's I don't know, the way that they did the show, like it's really cute and it's still like very focused on sports, but like the characters in it too are like Is that for
And it's well animated too. It looks nice. It's pretty.
Yeah, I think the skating scenes were like, in terms of most sports anime, pretty decent quality. We had an
They're-
episode about this.
Yeah, I mean Candace would not agree.
Yeah.
But Candace is super biased.
But I don't know. It was really good, and they actually made the characters get together, which a lot of like sports
Oh,
animes, like
thank you. Yes.
kind of bait like pairings and stuff, which is it's fine, it's whatever. But it was kind of
They
nice for
bait
them to be like
pairings-
they actually like each
Yeah.
other. Everyone's like,
the problem is that is that other sports anime they bait pairings until the show gets canceled, so they don't ever
Yeah.
end up together. And you're like, come on.
yeah, no,
Sorry, I
very
have a lot of
cute.
personal experience watching soccer anime that get canceled eventually because there's just not enough.
Oh
and
no.
the girls and the guys never end up together. It's very sad.
Pain. Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched it, the full thing, but
I watched the full thing like 3 times.
nice, same.
I think it's slightly underrated in this case.
I'd
I
say
think it should be
slightly.
like
Me too.
maybe like an 8.
I think an 8's about right. Just I think the thing to remember is that like an 8 is right when you consider how difficult it is to get to have a full season of a show get in like mid 8s.
And
It's,
it's
like,
just
really, really hard.
Most shows
like
I
it's
watch are
one-core,
5s or
right?
6s to me.
Yeah,
It's
that's the thing, right?
Yeah, and they did
Yeah.
a really good job of having
Except
like the
this
full
season so
story
far,
arc
all of the shows,
in that
but-
short period, and the characters still feel developed,
Full?
even though
Yeah.
they weren't. Yeah, even though they didn't have time for like full character development, they still
Yeah, it
feel like
wasn't
people.
50 episodes. It was
Yeah.
because there are some shows that they go 100 episodes and the characters are as hollow as shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess shit's not really that hollow, but as hollow as Bucatini. How's that sound?
What?
I understand you, Steven. I get you, Steven. I get you.
You just got my back.
I'm a
Penny.
Bucatini enjoyer.
Oh, God.
Hello,
Okay,
fellow
so
Bucatini.
what is
enjoyer.
what is the final?
Slightly underrated.
Underrated.
All right. Okay, next one.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
look
God,
up the
where'd my
next
list
one
go?
too,
Found
so
it.
we have like a mark.
I just looked it
Yeah.
up on that My Anime
Oh, okay,
list. I
cool.
got it. Full Metal Alchemist.
Which
Which one?
OG or
Yeah.
Brotherhood?
That's very important.
Okay, the one that I'm looking at just says Full Metal Alchemist
So
from
OG.
2003.
So OG.
fall
Stinky.
2003.
You know what the thing is?
We
This is a
should
tough
look
one,
up
and I'll tell you
Brotherhood
why.
instead.
No, this is a tough one, and I'll tell you why.
It
Because
gets compared to Brotherhood.
because it gets no, and not just that though. I think in the last like 10 years, especially, a lot of people are low on Full Metal Alchemist, but
That's
very
true.
high on Brotherhood. So
Mhm.
really, I think it's probable that Full Metal Alchemist itself is actually a little bit underrated, just because so many people kind of have the same reaction we just did to it. You know what I mean? Because I think it's actually
True.
turned the corner now. Because like not a lot of people straight up just watch out for like FMA original overall, right? Like
I only
Yeah.
watched it as a kid on TV.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
I never went back and watched the full thing.
It won a TV feature award.
It's
I
a
think
good
the
show.
biggest thing
It's a
is
good
like
show, yeah.
the original, which still goes with what you're saying, like didn't have the right ending, right? Because it was being
Yeah.
made while the manga was still being written, so it
Yeah.
had like a
This says it diverged midway.
yeah, exactly.
it just-
So
Yeah.
the other one had a better ending, but yeah,
Mm.
I do agree with what you're saying. It kind of gets
Okay.
shit on because they remade it,
It-
and then everyone's like,
it's
the
a little
original
unfairly
sucks.
maligned.
Yeah,
Do you want to know what the score is?
yeah.
8.12, and it's ranked number 416.
And
feel like it's
Brotherhood is
overrated.
9.14. and
Okay,
it's
Yeah,
that's
ranked number
fair.
Yeah,
1.
see, there
That's
you go.
fair. That's
Like
fair.
I think
I didn't look that
OG
up. I just know that information.
I think OG FMA probably deserves like a low 8. It
Yeah.
does, but if you think about it in a vacuum where only FMA and FMA Brotherhood exists, it's like, oh yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is bad, but it's like, no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
just
It's
Yeah.
not bad by any
And
means.
like also
yeah.
for the time, because I'm like
Yeah, for the
thinking
time,
about it.
it would have been really good.
Like
Yeah.
when you
Oh,
think about like
3.
all the older animes, it's like
Yeah, when did
Sailor
FMA come
Moon,
out?
honestly, looking back, I'm like probably not amazing compared to new like magical girl animes and stuff. But
Yeah,
it was
it's
one of the
2003.
OGs, so
Compare it to that one that we watched, the one episode
okay,
of,
it
what
was
that
much
called
better.
again?
It was much
Kaka
better.
Rutarumi. Yeah.
All right, so what was the final
I think
verdict?
we're all saying a little
A
underrated.
little bit under,
Or like
guess.
only
it's kind
because
of
of
appropriate.
circumstance.
Yeah.
Only because of
Special case.
circumstance.
Okay, next one, Death
Mhm.
Note.
What? I feel like I need to know the rating.
I think it's about. I mean, as far as conversations you have with people about Death Note, I think it's pretty fairly rated.
I'll take
Because
a potato
Do you want to know what the
chip.
score is first?
And
So
Wait, no.
the
Let's
maker-
talk. No,
Okay.
let's talk about it a bit more and then hear the score before we like give the
Oh,
overrating.
I looked it up already. My bad.
Oh, okay, fine.
Eugene!
What's the score?
I'll make an admission right
It is
now.
8.62, ranked number 74.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
probably
does
about-
popularity
probably about
define
right.
it? But popularity says number 2. I don't know. What
Popularity
Oh,
is how many
because people
people
watch
follow.
it.
It's
Okay.
yeah,
Apparently
so
that's
many
number 2.
people, many
one of the
preteens
most-
are
yeah.
obsessed with Death Note,
Yeah,
and
'cause
we're
it's
back
emo.
in the day. Yeah,
It was, like,
exactly.
in high
It's
school,
edgy.
it made its waves through like the normie crowd, like the
Yeah,
non-anime
exactly.
watchers. Like
That's
Yeah.
why they made it. That's why they made a live action movie of it, and it was terrible. Anyways, I will say though, Death Note, one of the very few, in fact, maybe only shows that I ever read the manga first.
Mm.
And I will admit that my opinion of the anime is a little bit lowered because of that. Because I thought the manga was better,
I read
By a-
I
by
heard
a-
that the
decent shot.
yeah, I heard that the ending was different, so I went and read the ending in the manga,
Mhm.
and I agree. There was a lot more behind it. You
like,
I
know,
feel left out now.
This
I only watched the
this is
anime.
gonna sound bad. This is gonna sound really bad. But also, I feel like in the manga,
Death Note is bad.
it's like still
No.
pretty close to the same the ending, but
no,
like
it's
there's
pretty
a
si-
little
it's pretty
bit of
similar. It's like
extra information.
like this is a weird gripe to have, but I feel like Light in the manga, his face shape was slightly different than it was in the anime, and it really bothered me. I know
Mm.
that sounds dumb, but like it was.
I probably would have noticed that. Just
He was
knowing
like, I
who
think
am,
like he
if
was
I-
slightly more round in the anime, and I was like, this is gonna bother me, and it did. It really did.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm like,
Does that
Candace, you
bring
would
your
probably
general rating
really
of the show
like
down?
Death Note. Death Note
does.
kind of slaps, but then also we tried to watch. I know they're like very different, but I'm like, I just think back to the
Psychopaths?
Psychopaths. I'm like, maybe
Was
Oh,
that
that's
the
man.
robot? Yeah,
think
robot
Death Note does
man.
I think Death Note does a better job of hooking you in earlier, though.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
Psychopaths
very
you need more time
quick.
with.
Yeah.
So
What was the score? 8.2.
I didn't.
8.62.
Yeah.
8.62. I think that's about right, honestly.
It's pretty close.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
a
good,
It's a very good rating.
and the story is really good.
And as a
Alright.
teenager, it was mind blowing almost.
Yeah.
Oh,
to watch.
exactly, right? Like the thing is, like the concept that it's based around, like as a storyline,
Is
Yeah, as
cool.
a teenager, it's like holy shit. Now it's like okay, well, like there's so much like kind of dark fiction out there
Hmm.
that like it's a little less revolutionary. I
Mhm.
guess. Like literally, you read any if you read anything by Junji Ito, it's like oh Jesus Christ, Death Note looks like child's play compared to it, right? But
I
like
think
that's
Yeah, I think it was also just like seeing something like so in like popular media that was revolving around like
yeah,
a villain protagonist,
anti-hero,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Is he an anti-hero? I would say that Light is
no,
just
he's
a
more
villain.
just a villain who's the main character.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's fair.
so
I mean, remember that evil laugh at the end? He's definitely
yeah,
a villain.
that voice acting, so good.
I remember
Anyways,
having
yeah, I
having
think
a what's his name, the Shikigami.
Ryoku.
Yeah, Ryoku. I remember.
Is it Ryuk? Ryuk is
yeah,
Ryuk.
Ryuk.
Who's Ryuk?
I remember like
Ryoku.
Ryoku. That's Goku mixed with Ryoku.
Beef.
Yeah,
Ryuk.
I remember having like a Ryuk, like a Facebook cover photo, like like the
Wow,
the
you're
banner at the
so
top.
edgy.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I used to have
very
Death Note profile pictures on my Facebook.
Oh, dude, so did Ryan. Remember, Ryan had his.
We did it in tandem.
Oh god.
Oh, you guys are so
We were
cute.
really-
We were very
we were really cringe.
Yes, we were so
I had a
cringe. I go back.
Zelda one.
Yeah. Zelda.
Okay, anyways, I think that's a fair rating. I think seeing
Yeah.
it like the way that it's hyped up so much now still is really cool, but like
It's got lasting power, which is
it
nice.
really does, yeah. It's still alive. People still make Death Note jokes all the time, you know?
All the time.
Yeah, Ludwig
Hey,
made
like,
one
I
last
think
week.
They
it'll be
made
really,
one several on the stream today, the
That's
Among Us
true.
stream.
Like, I think
Yeah,
it'll be
but guess
interesting
right.
to
Isn't
see,
that
like, because the most popular and probably one of the most, if not the most popular anime of the last decade has probably been like Shingeki no Kyojin, right?
What?
Yes.
Attack on Titan.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was
Is that the same thing?
Shingeki. Am I
That's what
just bad?
No, I know.
Oh.
Is that that's what Attack on Titan is?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's been
That's
extremely popular,
great.
but I do wonder what the lasting power of it will be.
Yeah.
It depends on the ending.
Yep.
Right? Like look at Game of Thrones, for example, right? This is like everyone hated the ending. People don't like talking about it anymore. But like with Shingeki no Kyojin, it's like, yeah, a lot of people still talk about it. It's still extremely popular. The only thing I wonder is like, is it just too much? I'm starting to wonder if there's too much going on in the show.
Yeah,
one?
they're
I don't
really
watch it.
trying to say a lot of things,
Of
you
Death
know?
Because
Note?
like,
No.
because like the
Attack
thing
on
with Death
Titan.
Note is that with Death Note, yes, a lot of stuff happened, but it was all kind of centered around the exact same
It had like a
base. It had the foundation was always the same, right? Whereas like with Death with I haven't even
it's
watched the last
changed.
season and a half. Checking it, but everything I hear, I'm like, what the hell are you talking
Okay,
about?
okay,
Like
well,
I'll see
hold on.
stills from it and be like, what is going on in this show now?
So what would you rate that one? Because that's one I had written
Attack
for
on
later.
Titan. I think it's
Yeah.
overrated. I think it's really overrated. I'm sorry, but I think it's really overrated.
Attack
So let me see
honestly,
what-
I don't know, it depends on the rating. Like
First
Attack on
couple
Titan.
seasons I like, but
Honestly, I think like Attack on Titan, the reason it's rated so well and people are so hyped about it is because of it also has that shock factor. Like they kill off main characters a lot, and
All
then
the
also
time,
there
yeah.
was like a big twist. So don't like I don't know if other people were like calling it from the beginning or whatever, but like when you get to the basement, it's like, oh shit, like this is not what I was expecting at all. And then you get the whole like shift in the whole show has a
Tone,
huge
yeah.
shift in tone. Yeah. So like I think it's well written, at least what I've seen of it. I haven't watched the newest season, so sorry, can't tell you about that. Well, the newest half season. Yeah, I think it depends on the rating. There's some people who
I'm
are
getting the mean rating for you right
super
now.
obsessed with it, and it
Yeah.
seems like they're like it's the greatest piece of fiction ever made in the world. And
Yeah,
like it's
see that, and
really good, but
that's why I said overrated so
that
quickly, is
yeah,
because the amount of people I know who just harp on about it forever and ever, and I'm like, yo, like
Okay, so
what?
it has an
Ew.
8.77 mean rating for all its
I
seasons.
think that's a fair rating.
For all its
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah, that's the mean. Final season, which isn't really the final season, has a
Yep.
8.85.
The Lord
Season
JK,
3
not
part
actually
2
fine.
has a 9.06.
Which
Really?
one? What
3
happened?
has
What was season 3?
didn't watch it.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
what the fuck? What happened that
It was the season where it was the hype shit. That was that one.
Because didn't when did the big shift in tone happen? Wasn't that end of season 2?
like okay, when did the water scene happen? The pointing out into the ocean. I don't want to, no spoilers here. Was that season 2 or was that
Wow.
I don't know how many seasons of Attack on Titan there is.
There's like what, 4 now?
1, 2, 3, and final.
Okay, so
Yeah.
3 would be the water, right? Would be when you get to the basement.
Still didn't watch it.
You didn't even watch that far?
I only watched season 1.
Eugene!
Finish.
Okay, that I can see season 3 if it's what I'm thinking of happening as being like the super super hype one, because it's kind of lit, not gonna lie.
I have heard it is like maybe a little confusing and slow to get to its conclusion, but still really good.
I think the new the huge change and shift that we keep talking about and not trying to give away. I don't want to give. Okay, I don't give a fuck. If you don't want spoilers, don't listen to this podcast.
Just go for it.
But like the whole making it like sort of super related to like Germany and like the those vibes. Have you watched it, Steven? Do you know
Attack
what
on
I'm talking
Titan?
about? Yeah, like
Yeah.
like the
They're
whole
still talking, Eugene. It's not safe.
the whole like premise of like what
Someone
happens
wave
that
me
they're
back in
like
when she's done.
racist against those people, and it feels like
Yeah.
very much like Nazis versus like Jews sort of vibe, right?
Mhm.
Like that for me, when that happened, I'm like, this is still really good, but
It
meh.
seems kind of like
I don't know.
a
I was just
lot.
like, okay,
It's
we're really getting into the politics here, and I'm
like
like,
what I think, and I think this is the thing. Like it
Poor
just it
Eugene. Like he's
it
gotta
just
edit this
seemed to
later.
be it just seemed to
no, no, no,
be
Not
no, no, no,
safe.
Eugene.
They're still talking.
it just seemed to be too much. Like
Yeah,
I just there came a point in the show where I was like, okay, this is just there's a lot going on, and like this is coming from someone who really, really, really liked ReZero.
yeah.
Like I loved ReZero, but with Attack on Titan was just like this is just like it just
I think they're good
it
now.
strayed so far from its original premise.
Maybe I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know how far from its premise it was. I don't know how to feel. I don't know
I'm
what
just saying, you have
direction.
to edit this later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
You
I know
gotta
the
listen
timestamp.
back
I
to
got
We didn't say
timestamps.
any locations. You
Yeah.
can just skip
Just-
this
I'll just
section.
put the right.
Yeah.
I'll just put the time down.
There you go. I was gonna say
Okay.
you're not safe if you listen to the
So
podcast.
my opinion is rightfully rated.
All
I
right.
agree with Jordan, even though I've only seen season 1.
All
I
right.
think
Yes,
it is
fair.
overrated.
Okay. Next one. One Punch Man.
One Punch!
I had the same sound in my head.
I don't. Does he just kill people with one punch? Like,
Yes,
what-
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
literally
God.
exactly how it
He
sounds.
looks really weird. His head looks like an egg.
Don't
I
talk
kinda
about him
laughed
like
when
that.
I
Don't
saw
talk
the
about him like
poster.
that.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
talk about Saitama like
He's
that.
got a bit of an egg head.
I love the premise of that show, and I enjoyed it, but I think it's overrated, honestly. I'd have to hear the rating, but like
Ooh, interesting.
I don't know. I think because I just compare it to like I think they're written by the
Mob
same
Psycho?
person, Mob Psycho.
Psycho?
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
and Mob
fucking
Psycho's
love
infinitely
Mob
better.
so much. Yeah, so I
Mob
was like,
Psycho's really, really good.
I know I
Yeah.
shouldn't compare it to say if it's overrated or not, but it's just
you
like,
you do
yeah,
though,
exactly.
and that's the
Yeah.
thing. I think part of it is because like it's not like FMA Brotherhood where like one is
Yeah,
considerably
no, they're
older and
completely
stuff like
different
that,
series.
right?
Yeah.
Like they're different series they were both animated like within relative close
Within
time
a
to each
decade.
other, right?
Within the same decade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Well,
So it's not
I mean,
it's not it's
closer,
not like
but
it's
It's the
not
legit
yeah.
story and how it was told that I'm like, Mob is just beautiful.
Mob is just a
Yeah.
really amazing. Like everything about it is like it's one of my like I think did I put it in my top 5? I think I did.
I don't remember if you did. Mine was a flex pick, so it wasn't in my top
Yeah,
5,
maybe
but it's
that was
one
it
that
too.
was like right below.
Either way, I really, really like it, and that's despite the fact that I literally just watched it at Eugene's like last year.
Why don't we talk about
One Punch?
Man?
Yeah.
One Punch Man. Yeah, sorry. It's
Okay.
hard not to
Say,
talk
I
about
don't
Mob
even know if
Psycho
we're
for some
talking about the right
Yeah,
show.
no. My opinion
Anyways,
we were
yeah.
talking about another work from the same mangaka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And which is just a more intricate and
Mm.
funny and beautiful story.
Mhm.
But back to One Punch Man.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
it's pretty decently rated.
I think
I had
I
a
think
lot
for,
of fun watching it. Season
yeah, I
1.
think
That's
I haven't
it.
watched season 2, so I can't.
I
speak.
think for what it is, and like this is actually a really key point. If you consider, it's kind of like I've gone over my like whole Domino's theory with you guys, right? About how if you just consider Domino's to be just like food, like something to eat, then it's great. But if you consider it
Yeah.
pizza, then it's like it's bad pizza, but it's like good order food, cheap and satisfying, right? Like
Yeah.
One Punch Man, yeah, the story is pretty surface level. Like
One
it's
Punch
it's
Man
the,
is to anime as Domino's is to
Those is the
pizza.
pizza. Yeah, like literally. That's how I feel about it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed watching it thoroughly. I really enjoyed watching it. It's funny, the action's good, and just like it's just like a silly kind of premise, and it's a good show to watch. But like, is it one where I'd be like, oh my god, you gotta watch One Punch Man? Like, no.
That's
I-
my issue because I enjoyed watching it, but people are so hype about it.
Mm,
Like, and when it was first coming out, people were going like crazy about it. And I was like, I watched it, I'm like, it's good. And I get that it's funny because it's satire. So I'm like, I get it, but I just don't think it's
yeah.
like what people make it out to be. But I also want to
Mm.
hear the rating.
I want to
know
bring
for
something
sure.
up here. it feels like Dragon Ball Z syndrome, where it's just like this like super hype macho
There's so much
action
inertia.
fun.
Yeah.
It's just like a good time to watch. It's a feel good kind of show, so it gets a lot more like mainstream attention, and a lot
Yeah.
of people like it on the surface level. It's actually like it is all those things. It's just not very deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
actually
it's meant
interesting.
it's meant to be that. Like that
Yeah.
was the intention. So
It's interesting too because what you said actually it reminded me of something because like Maria, she doesn't. It's not that she doesn't like Demon Slayer. It's just that she had trouble watching it because it was so overhyped for her when she went to go first watch it that
yeah.
like the expectations were just like almost too much.
And the first
And
few
like
episodes, like until he actually becomes a like Demon Slayer, I they're okay. I don't know.
I like the
Well,
first episode.
I think the
Demon
first
Slayer
like his training
strives in
arc
its
is
amazing
boring.
animation.
Yes.
His story
True,
is
yeah.
his
Yeah.
story is very surface level. Its characters are like super over exaggerated into their tropes.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
like this and that, but they nail the scenes that matter.
No, it's so
Is
beautiful.
this in One
Super
Punch
Episode
Man?
19.
Or are we talking about another
No.
one?
Okay.
It's like
completely
what
different
the
one.
hell is
We
going on
digress.
here?
What was the rating for
Thanks.
One Punch Man?
Okay, it's 8.51, ranked 115.
I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
too
little
high.
Popularity of
overrated.
four.
Yeah.
That's too high. And like
I
that's
think
only,
that's all right.
But like think about that. Think about Death Note was what 8.62
Yeah.
6
They're
or
different
something, or-
genres, so it's
They're
Death
tough.
different
Note was
to
at
genres, but I feel like
74.
But I
One
feel
Punch
like I
Man is
feel
at
like I feel like
115.
Death Note needs to be like I feel
Higher.
like that's needs to be
Yeah.
higher compared. Like you can't really. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like icky about that.
Yeah. I agree. I think that is a little
Feel the
overrated in
ick.
my opinion.
Oh God! All right.
Eugene.
Okay,
Wait, no,
so next-
Eugene disagree?
Oh, sorry. Did you
Oh yeah, I
disagree?
did. I said it. I think it's fine. It's fine
Yeah.
at number 115.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. Next one is Naruto.
I'm
This
I'm
is
big.
complicated one.
Okay.
Regular or Shippuden?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just straight up
Consider the regular
Naruto
one.
from
Just Naruto?
2002.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto.
I don't know how to say it.
Naruto.
Naruto. Okay, I think I'm very biased because I went through
Oh,
a
you think?
huge Naruto
I
kick
remember
in
this.
I spent like what grade 9 or grade 10 this
Yeah.
summer just
Yeah.
watching 30 episodes of Naruto a day and being a potato at home. And it really helped
And
with
then
like
it got spoiled for you.
it did Shippuden though, not original.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. You're good, you're good.
By hold on, I'm gonna type this in the chat.
Shippuden is
Chops.
ruined by.
Spoiled not the ending, but like a
Oh.
really big fight that was in the future for me, and I was like, bruh, how?
Was it just like
Um,
another Naruto Sasuke fight though, or like was
No,
it, like,
no, it was
something-
the pain fight, which is like one of the
Oh.
super hype moments, and I was like,
Just
bruh,
another Naruto.
fuck you.
Sasuke. That
Um,
sounds like a song.
But no, so I'm a huge Naruto fan, but I think overall like the whole series, like all the way to the end of Shippuden, is probably good juice, good soup. Good juice. Good
Five
juice.
Alive.
It's some
Good
five alive.
Alive, what you said.
But yeah, it's probably kind of overrated, but I think it's perfectly rated because I fucking
There
love
you go.
Naruto
In
because
your
it
heart,
helped.
it's perfect.
It really helped me with like depression and stuff when I was younger. I'm like, believe it, I did watch dubbed until I caught up to the. I watched dub until I caught up to the dub. Like it wasn't fully finished. So
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you
I
when
complaining?
you switched to the sub and
Yeah.
you being like, I gotta watch it sub now, and I'm like,
because it was my first like I didn't watch anime till high school, and
Yeah.
it was like my first anime I was super into that I couldn't like I caught up to the subbed and then I started watching subbed anime because I was forced to because I'm like I can't wait what
and then
It
you
was not a
realize that it's the
choice.
more cultured thing.
yeah exactly I did the same thing with
As
One
much as we
Piece,
say,
actually.
English is
we're not
great.
biased, yeah, it's better.
We don't gatekeep in this community.
no like if you
We
want to
just
watch
judge.
dubbed you are an anime fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Okay,
But,
Alright.
so
yes
Um,
and you guys
Yeah.
Eugene?
I watched it as a kid. I watched like the re-edits of it to remove like filler and like flashback because
only
like the show's
50%
notorious
filler.
for having super long flashbacks and shit.
Mm.
And like I really enjoy that.
the
the
flashbacks.
content
No,
is
no, no.
good.
The cut version without.
Okay, I was
flashbacks.
gonna say like I feel like if there were too many flashbacks, I would get confused what's real time and what's.
yeah.
Nah,
I mean, you ever heard of the
just
TV show
Get
called
the
know.
Lost?
flashback.
The entire show
You've
is
seen the
flashback.
flashback 10 times already, so you'd know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Naruto way. That's
And
the
it also
ninja
has
way.
it also has like a dreamy like white vignette
Yeah.
sort of around the
so it looks, like,
flashbacks, you know?
clouded.
That's
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
obvious,
Okay.
but
I think.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean-
that's yeah.
Shippuden is rated 8.24,
Hmm.
and then OG
think
is
that's right.
Regular
rated.
is 7.97.
Really?
Honestly, I think
That's
that
actually
That's
lower than I
probably
thought it
about
would
right.
be.
yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
think that. I think if you consider the filler as being part of it, then that's fair.
yeah.
I think
See,
if you take out the
don't.
filler, then it's a bit higher than that.
It's
Skip it
probably
whenever you
it'll be
watch.
rated if you can
Like
get
it's
rid of all.
you know what it is.
garbage.
Like the thing is, like what is Naruto if not like just the classic shonen experience?
Yeah. And
It's just-
also
It's just fun. Just fun.
It's just
fun.
Naruto
fun. Look at
also-
the photo, dude.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
yeah, Naruto also grows with its
Fun,
audience a
fun.
bit. Like the
Yeah.
original is very like kiddish and,
and then
still
it
like
goes up a little
the
bit. yeah.
energy is there and I love the characters except
And
all the
great-
female
great
characters
spin-off
are
fighting
written
games, to be
horribly.
fair.
Yes, but it does
Yeah,
get
so
like
Shippuden
later in the
3, 4
series it's
first
more
was the shit.
Yeah. All right.
Gotta get
So
some of those
that
games remade.
what were the final ratings before we go to the next one?
I think
think-
original a bit underrated. Shippuden.
A little bit over.
Okay.
No.
Steven.
No.
No,
Thanks,
I
it's so
think
good.
I think so. Yeah, like that, like the 7.9 that it's
Even
got on
doesn't
my
know
list.
pain.
If you consider the filler as being part of it, I think 7.9 is fine. If you take the cut
guess
version,
so.
if you take the cut
We're
version,
talking
like
like
you just
what
watch
was aired, so no cuts, no cutting.
no cuts, then yeah, I'd say that's about
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. The
I'm making
stupid
up rules.
animal episode sucked.
You got to draw the
Ninja
line somewhere.
animals.
Okay, so what's yours, Eugene?
I think it's about right. I think
Okay.
that's fine.
Sorry, I have like I think I have like 5 or 6 more, so I'm trying
All
to.
right, let's speed
This would
run
be a
the
short
last.
podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
Today. It's almost
Okay,
an hour.
Short.
next one is
I'm having fun with this game though. I
Yeah,
actually
Sword
enjoy it.
Art
I love it.
Online.
Like just the
Let's
original
see.
season, or
Sword Art Online.
Until the kidnap sexual abuse.
What?
It was great.
of the minor,
I
of the
wanna-
minor by an old
I
man.
want to just interject in here. Candace in the Discord was like, if there's any suggestions you guys want to put in, DM me. And I totally put Sword Art because I knew you guys would react.
I don't know what the show's about.
What's
so.
the rate? So for the time too, like when it first came out, it was super hype. I was super
Really,
into it.
yeah.
2012.
Before it got
for
rapey,
Yeah, yeah.
it was great.
Honestly, the first 12 episodes, the
It's like the
Sword
Bill
Art
Cosby of anime.
Why is it racist? What's going on?
There's
Because
literally
the female lead gets kind of
assaulted
raped.
by a guy that wants to force her into marrying him. That's like a businessman, and she's a teenager.
Just every
Ew.
everyday situation.
It was
Yeah.
I will
so
say-
random.
The later seasons, the writing matures a little bit. Kirito still has a ton of plot armor, but it's not
Of
as
course.
gross.
I think a funny thing actually is because we did watch one episode together,
Oh,
and that
yeah,
episode
the
we watched
Christmas
was actually
episode.
it's actually one of, if not the best episodes.
That episode is
That's a
pretty good.
that's a really good episode. Like
It is.
Okay.
like when you consider the maturity level of that show overall, especially the first season, like that episode goes really hard.
Totally
Like you don't
stayed in that
expect it.
direction, man.
If it had stayed in that direction, they could have made it a really good like partially thought provoking
Yeah.
Yeah.
show. But then
Here's
they
a
just
fun
decided
stat.
to make it go abusey.
Sword
The
Art
other thing is,
barely makes it into the top 3,000 in my
Yeah.
list.
Really?
Yeah.
honestly,
Is that considering just the first season or?
First season only. I think Alice's
See-
Asian
Yeah.
might be better.
I think like I say this every single time, and
two's
whenever I
worse.
say this to people who know their shit, they're like, "But Sword Art was following the light novels. It is this timeline." And I'm like, I get that, but I think if they spent a whole season on Sword Art, it would have been good. You know?
Sword Art Online
Mm.
2 is
Bad.
like below the top 5,000.
Which one?
5,225.
Which one's two? Is that
Gun
Gun
Gale.
Gale?
This says Sword Art
Yeah.
Online 2.
Gale
Yeah,
is-
Gun
Half
Gale.
Gale, half,
So bad.
half ALO. I think they went back to it like the second coming of it.
Not a vibe.
Yeah.
Looking at it for the time, I don't think it was overrated when I was watching it.
Got that classic Lisa
Yeah.
opening.
It
Crossing
slap.
Field is a banger.
It's a banger. I definitely downloaded illegal copies of it to listen on my iPod.
100%.
So what are you
Okay.
guys saying?
Yeah,
I
what's your
think
votes?
when I was watching it, the hype, I thought it deserved it.
Yeah.
Now, since I've like grown a little bit and understand a little more about stuff, season 1 was kind of hot garbage.
But it
Yeah.
was the like the VR thing trapped inside, like
Yeah.
at the time it was like, oh
Conceptually,
my
conceptually
god.
was
Thing
fun.
is,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of trash isekai, like
Yeah.
hardcore.
Yes. Oh yeah. I've seen a lot.
So
I've watched nothing but Isekai for the last 6 months.
I think Sword Art kind of put me in that direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
set you on your path.
Like the funny thing too is it's like I remember watching Sword Art, and then how long was it after Sword Art came out? The Log Horizon came out about like a year
Oh,
because we were in grade
Was it
11,
even
I
a
think.
year? Because you guys were
Like,
hyped about it.
we
Maybe
were in
when
grade
the
11,
second
I think,
season
with
was
Log
coming out.
Horizon. Yeah,
Log
'cause we're in-
Horizon came out in 2014, so 2 years.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember after watching the first season of Log Horizon being
You're like, wow, Sword Art sucks.
that's what I was being like. That's exactly what this should have been.
Okay,
Like that's what this
anyways,
should have been. Anyways, yeah.
looking back, overrated.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
the time, good.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than the Christmas
overrated.
episode, it's pretty trash.
Okay. What's your vote, Eugene?
Yeah, I'm with Jordan on this one.
Okay. All right. The next one is One Piece.
Let Jordan take this one.
We'll just let Jordan do the whole one. I have no interest.
Okay.
I will say I've watched
haven't
about
seen-
500 episodes and I
I
stopped.
haven't seen nearly enough.
I have watched about 800 episodes, so I'm not caught up anymore.
It's been
Oh,
October 20th, 1999.
Oh, I know,
Yes,
I know.
sir.
And I've rewatched the first like 300 episodes like a
Over
couple
1,000
times.
episodes?
Yeah,
Oh,
they hit
yeah.
1,000 last year, or was it this year?
Yeah, the newest one was episode 1016, it looks like.
Let's go. It's
you got some work to do,
so
Jordan.
it's so fucking good. Just trust, as all One Piece fan, just trust me. Watch a couple hundred episodes, and then it gets good.
100.
Just wait for the hook. It happens at 347.
Exactly. No,
I think
like
the Steins Gate will
honestly,
look good.
Yeah.
honestly, yeah. I tell Steven, like, I can't
Like,
watch Steins Gate. I can't get past
Too
the
much
first few
episodes. Meanwhile, just watch the first 200 episodes of One Piece. It's
But,
fine.
okay, it's like very shonen, very meh. The female characters, meh. But I don't know. The world that they build, it fucking slaps. I need to know the rating to know if it's
Okay,
over.
let's try to get there too if they want to say anything, and then I'll say the rating and you can decide.
I enjoyed One Piece in a. I watched it when I had lunch for a long time, and that was it.
I binge
I,
watched One Piece for a long
I'll
time.
tell you right now, this is the honest truth. I cannot give any opinion on the anime. I've read the first like 5 volumes because Jordan gave them to me.
Oh yeah, because I got the box set.
Yeah, you got the box set, so
Yeah.
you gave me the first 5 or 6 volumes. Was it actually how many did you give me?
I have no
I
idea.
think about 9 or 10 actually.
Probably because I started collecting it and then I bought the box set.
Yeah, I
Oh my
read
God.
so I read like the first 9 or 10 volumes, and I thought it was fun. It was fun.
Yes.
But I haven't watched nearly enough of the anime to
The
form an opinion
feels,
on it.
though.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say it's probably well rated.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
so.
So
Like-
I'll say what it is. So the score is 8.64. It's ranked number 67.
I can vibe with that
I
because
can get
there's
down with
feels-
that.
there's a
feels about
lot
right.
of like parts that are like kind of slow, kind of meh, but there's
Lot
like
of-
the overall story is
I
very good.
I think it's a testament to a show that it can remain in the top 100 with 1,000
20
something
years.
episodes,
After
1,000
2
episodes for
decades,
20
yeah.
years, right? Like
Yeah.
like you've got to be doing something right to stay relevant for that long.
Mhm.
Just look at
Yeah.
Fairy
Right.
Tail.
On a side note, my other box set still is postponed, so I don't know if I'm ever
Aw.
gonna get
Oh
it.
no.
One day.
Sad.
You just draw them by hand.
Frame
Yeah,
by
someone
frame.
already does that, and then I buy them.
Okay, so what were the ratings?
I think it's rated.
Well
fair.
I
rated.
think it's fair. Yeah,
Everyone's fair?
good.
All right. Okay, next one, Haikyuu.
Ah,
Eugene.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Let's just
You
put
guys
it this
pick
way.
good
It's pretty much my only like 10 out of 10.
I'm rewatching
Ah,
it right
damn.
now.
I'm really good at
it
guessing
is-
what ones to get you guys to rate, by the way, because I have no idea what the fuck any of these are. I was like, yeah, I feel like they'd watch
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I will say I
don't
think
know,
season
yeah.
1 kind of slow because it was a lot of
Mhm.
character building and
They have to build the
development and-
character, but that was
getting to
important
learn
because
them.
it paid off.
But season 2 onwards, seen it like 8 times.
It's
It's-
so good.
I don't know what the number is going to be on my anime list, but whatever, it's too low.
I don't know. Like, okay, maybe my anime list, but I'm like, the amount of hype in the community, the hold that
Yeah, that's
Haikyuu
true.
has on the anime community, I think
Is
is fair.
huge.
Like, it is
It's huge.
massive,
Yeah.
and it's deserved. It's like, I watch sports anime, but I've never been like Kuroko at the time. Like I was saying the other day,
Haikyuu
I tried to
transcends sport.
yeah, I tried to rewatch Kuroko, and I started watching it, and I was like, wow, I just want to watch Haikyuu because it does this, but it does it
But
so
better.
much better on every
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
So
It is tough. It is tough. It is tough to watch a sports anime that is not Haikyuu.
it's just the
Like for
characters
me,
are
like
so
the
good.
only sports anime I can watch that aren't Haikyuu, that isn't Haikyuu, are soccer animes for that reason.
Yeah, and
because
make
it has to
soccer.
be that it's soccer. Yeah, like that's the only thing that. Speaking of which, the new soccer anime this season is pretty good.
Good, haven't started it, but like all the Haikyuu characters
Side note.
feel
So good.
developed and have like actual personalities. Like
And they devote
even the
like multiple
side
episodes to
characters.
backstory.
Yeah, and I just mean like if you look at like a different team that's like not theirs, right? They
Yes.
have like the couple main characters that are like the main, you know, competition, blah blah blah. But the side characters to the side characters
There you go.
still have
There's
their
my
own
boy.
individual personalities.
Like
Oikawa.
how many times does
He's
somebody
the main
in
protagonist
like
of season 2 and
how many
Hmm.
times does someone in like a group chat or voice chat say "Let's go" and I go "Let's go, let's go,
Let's go.
That's
Or when I'm
Go.
playing Switch Sports,
I love
even
that
those,
shit
I'm always
so
like, they
much.
call me the Iron Wall.
It's so good. You just see it, like it's just there's so like that's actually a really good point where there's like every like almost every team they come across has a like just a really like what about like Nekoma? Just as a team, Nekoma is so like well
They're their
developed.
main, like
There's
their
always like
main
4 or 5 people super well developed and written
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
being just side characters that you're not going to get much expansion on.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, my point is, like, if you look at Oyakawa's team, Abo Josai, whatever,
Abo
like,
Josai, yeah.
he's the main antagonist person, but then all the other people on the team, like, if you listen to their lines, they
yeah.
all have personalities, right?
Yeah.
Like, they all interact with
They
him in a
matter.
different
They
way,
matter.
and like,
They
yeah, they
matter.
make them a human.
Yeah.
They're not just like NPC.
It's not just generic like
Yeah.
dark-haired
Oikawa
background person.
struggles a lot with like innate talent versus training.
Mhm.
And that's a very deep theme in his arc where like he is like
To
Kageyama
contrast.
overshadows him because
Yeah.
he's just like genius. But Oikawa's trying so hard to be like the best he can be, but he has to train for it.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like,
Okawa's own teammates will like actually talk about that with him
Yeah.
at some points too, like which is
Mhm.
like what? Like this is emotional development for the antagonist's team?
And
Like
then,
what
like-
is that?
Yeah, and then like the characters that are like from their team that are like, oh my god, Kageyama's changed. I don't accept that. I'm like, it's all so connected.
it's so
Mhm.
good. It
Yeah.
feels real. And like this is what I tell a lot of people that I recommend Haikyuu to. I always tell them because like they'll be like, "Oh, it's sports. I don't want sports." And I always say it transcends just
Yeah.
being a sports genre.
It's not about
it's a good
sports.
story.
It's
Is what it
about it's more about relate. It's almost like
Humanity.
it's almost like this, right? Like I don't know if any of you remember when The Walking Dead first came out, the
Didn't watch
TV
it.
show.
Yeah.
It was massive. It was huge. Now nobody gives a shit about it anymore because they've had it on for way too long. But like the first
it
few
still going?
seasons, yeah, it's still going.
Whew.
Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
still based
But
on the comics?
no,
or is
no,
it
they
just its
I
own
think
thing now?
they ran out of source material a while ago, and they also even they've diverged so much from the comics even at the beginning.
Yeah.
But the first few seasons, like, because I watched up to season 5 and I had to give up because like I was like this done. But the first like 3 seasons, I would say, like the reason why it was so popular and was so good was because they're like, this is a show with zombies, but it's not about like the zombies don't like they matter
Yeah, it's about
only
the
as like a
characters.
certain plot device, but it's about the people, it's about the humans, right? It's about the human interaction, and like that's the big thing. So it wasn't a zombie show; it was a human show, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which just happened to have zombies in it. Like Haikyuu is a show about people where
has some sports
volleyball
in it.
is like the foundational plot device.
And the
Yeah.
like the sports scenes.
They don't superpower it either, which I really appreciate.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm like, when I started watching Kuroko again, I was like, oh right, every team has someone with an actual superpower playing basketball.
miracle.
Yeah. Anyways, we should not have done this as a segment. This should have been a solo.
I'm
This isn't even a
sorry.
segment. It's an entire episode.
I'll just
How
cut the
many-
first
I
20
didn't know
minutes.
this.
Do you have any
we don't
left?
need
No,
that.
3.
Okay, okay. We
Well,
got
okay,
this.
maybe
we got
we'll-
this.
Well,
Well,
maybe we
just
peak at
2.
Haikyuu. So
Maybe
just like
2.
Haikyuu,
Yeah.
I know
pick-
my
What's the
anime list.
rating?
It'll probably be like
Okay,
just
the
outside of
rating.
the top 100, but I think it should be
no.
higher.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry,
Higher. I'm doxing.
Hi. Yeah,
If
sorry.
anyone-
That's not gonna dox it. If anyone knows that,
Someone will.
reference,
Okay,
Higher.
it is 8.45, ranked number 136.
That should be season 1, right? I think that's
Yeah.
okay for season 1.
That's I guess season 1.
yeah, for season 1,
I was
that's
gonna
fair.
say I would bring it up.
If you go
towards
if you go
Yeah.
cumulative,
Cool.
it's like a 9 point
Yeah.
something.
I mean-
yeah.
mid 9s cumulatively.
I feel like it's so hard for an anime to get over 9, but maybe I just don't look
is
at
very
enough
difficult.
ratings.
I
Right?
No,
think
it is
I
extremely
think one of the
difficult.
most telling things about Haikyuu is the fact that the animation team changed, and even with
I
that,
didn't know that.
it was still really
Yep.
really good.
It changed after season 2.
Like it was nuts. Like I remember watching that and be like, wait a second, what's going on? But like the writing was still so good that like it didn't even matter. It didn't matter to me, honestly.
Mhm, mhm.
There are
Mhm.
very few times when you can have the entire like a studio change for animation and it
Yeah.
and it still keep that popularity.
So I think season 2 deserves. Maybe season 3 was also good. Like the highest merit. Maybe like it should be probably sitting at a high 8, low 9.
All right.
The only one that I wouldn't rate around, well, I guess I would, but like the friggin' what's his face? Shiratori Sao?
Yeah.
Shiratori
Yeah.
Zawa.
Season 3.
That season, I don't usually
was
rewatch
a
it. It was too
season.
long. It was too long of one game. I don't know. I get
gotta
it.
admit,
I
I
get
didn't
it,
mind
but-
it. The only problem with it was having to wait for every next segment of it. You're just like,
It
well,
felt
there's
a
also
little
Haikyuu,
too long.
Haikyuu movie number 2, which just gives you the game.
Yeah. So like when I rewatch, I usually watch the movie, but when I originally
Same.
watched it and watched that whole season, I was like, this is hype, but it feels like a
There's
little
a lot
too
of
drawn out.
backstory development. You get development about the short ass coach, like
Yeah.
short ass coach.
Small purple. Anyways, we should
which is
we should
important
move on.
later in the month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
We
is.
got we got 3 more. We got 3 more.
Alright.
Okay,
So
okay.
let's final answers.
Underrated,
We
no
kinda
matter
went
what.
off on tangent. Okay.
No,
Underrated.
A
I think the
little.
community
way.
loves it. It's a cult classic.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty appropriate, probably, for what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair.
The next one. Why does it say different? I wrote down Oron High School Host Club, but what Oron Cuckoo?
Coco.
Oh,
Coco?
that's his
Host
full
Club?
Japanese
Jose.
name, I guess.
It's
Okay.
just it's just
I
in
was gonna say,
Japanese.
why is it saying something different?
Underrated.
I've never heard the Japanese name for that. How is that possible?
Yeah, I was
Bro.
gonna say you've seen it
What?
fake like how many
Degen.
times? Fake
What?
fan?
I think because it's so like well known in the community as Oron High School Host Club, you know? Honestly, looking back, like I fucking love that show. And I loved it not growing up, but you know, like in high school. Looking back at it, depending on the rating, I feel like it's kind of overrated. Like I don't think it aged as well as some of the other animes that I really, really loved in high school.
Candace
gonna
might
lie.
agree.
Yeah.
The twincest.
Oh, God.
There's
Not
also a
even
few
that.
comments-
Just like
there's a
it's
few
very
comments here and
sexist,
there.
like
Yeah,
throughout
yeah,
the whole
there are
show.
sexist
Yeah.
vibes.
Which,
Okay,
like, to be
you-
fair, it's partially satirical, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah, it's a little much. I still like the show and I'll still,
it's still
watch
funny
it,
as shit.
but
It's still
I
hilarious.
think it's kind of overrated for like the hold
Alright,
it has on
Let's
the
hear
anime
that
community.
rating.
Okay.
Well, does it have that?
8.16,
I think that's high.
8.16.
ranked
That's
number
maybe a little high.
363.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very popular. At least it used to be very popular with like preteens and younger teens, and I can see it
Yeah.
with a rating
Like,
for that. audience.
Imagine if it came out in this era, like adjusted for the times, of course, it would be like probably like the equivalent of a TikTok sensation. Like it would
Yeah.
just be
Yeah.
all over TikTok and social media and stuff.
Yeah. It's
That's
true.
how it was kind of like at the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was very, very, very popular. Looking back, I think it's overrated.
Probably a bit
Alright.
overrated. Just a
I
little.
think it's.
bit,
I think
though.
it. I think
Yeah.
it's
I
funny.
think it's still fun.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
still really
still love
fun. And
it.
it's really funny, but
Uh-huh.
like it's one of those things, yeah, where like it may have been like there's a couple scenes that are just so iconic. Like for me, whenever I think High School Host Club, like my top scene is always the arrow flashing out the jar before it gets like for me that's genius. That's so good. But like there are
Some of
some
the
lulls
small-
here and there.
The small stuff is like the stuff that I look back and think is really funny. Like whenever Tamaki gets like put down and he like sits in a corner, like the
Which
time
one?
they're at her house
Yeah.
and he goes and starts growing mushrooms in her closet because he's like depressed or whatever. I'm like, I like that. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so overrated, pretty much.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. But
Let's-
it's
let's
close.
make this one could be the last one. I know we don't have to do this.
No, we can just
No,
do
no,
the
we're
rating.
powering
Yeah,
through.
we
We're
got
powering
this. We
through.
got this.
It can't find it on my anime list. It's not
Just-
popping up.
Okay,
Just
well,
tell
you'll
us.
just tell us what it is
Yeah.
later, and we'll figure it out.
We watched it together.
What
I was
is
gonna
it?
put Fairy Fena.
Fena
Oh,
Fairy
probably because it's
Yeah.
new.
Yeah,
It
I
should be
can't
on
find
there.
on my anime
Fena
list.
should be on my enemy list.
That's what I thought, but I
Maybe
can't
under a
find it.
different name?
Probably under the Japanese name.
I don't know what that would be.
Fena Pirate Princess.
That's the one.
Ah, yes, of
Kaizoku
course.
Ocho.
I mean, maybe.
I found it.
Okay, what is
I'll
it?
get the numbers up. It is. Do I say it first, or
I-
do we want to talk about it?
I think you can say.
I have
it.
no idea what it'll be rated because
Yeah,
I haven't heard anyone
same.
talk
Yeah.
about it other
Let's
than
take a
us.
stab. Let's take a stab at it. We watched it together.
I think it's. I thought it was really good, but like it didn't get any hype at all. So I feel like it's a bit underrated potentially.
I agree.
I-
Give me
I
a
think
number
it-
value.
Oh, what you
Considering-
think? What I think it is
Yeah,
rated, or
let's see what you think it was.
I
Yeah.
think it's probably in the 6s or 7s.
Okay.
My guess would be
I'll walk
that, like,
in
so
the 7s, hopefully.
for me, yeah, like I think that the rating would be like 7.1,
But I think it should be in the 8s.
but I think it could. I think it could be a 7.89. It like as in should.
Mm,
What did you think, Candace, as our resident normie?
I was gonna say 7.8. That was
7.8?
what I had in my head
All
before.
right, so
we started.
Fena 7.11. Steven's bang on again.
Oh,
He knows the thoughts of the masses. It's ranked
Very
3,415. And I kind of
Alright.
agree. I think that's probably about right because and it kind of sucked.
That's
Like,
true.
The thing is
And the
like
middle
it depends what
thickness, I
held
guess,
you,
but-
right? Like I will say the thing with Fena is like what I remember most about Fena is first off the animation.
I was gonna say
there
for
were some
me,
really,
I
really-
thought
there were
artistically
some-
it was fucking
Like
good.
that
I think the interplay
to this
between the
day,
characters was also
that-
really nice.
that ship
Yep.
scene, the ship blow up scene.
It's in my mind still.
Oh my gosh! And then also the
I wish I
blood-
could do that.
also the scene where he gets the thing cut off and it's all bloody, but then it's like the field of flowers.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
episode. Yeah. That
Yeah.
one was really good. And also the flashbacks, the
pretty.
watercolor backgrounds
Yeah.
were beautiful.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Like the music was
The
solid.
color of the
but-
line art.
The story
Yeah.
kind of was a bit the midsection was just kind of there.
It was
Yeah.
very
Which is rough.
fast. Yeah. They
Yeah.
And the
they blew through
whole
stuff.
God decision thing kind of threw me
It
off.
was
I didn't really like it.
it seemed like they just needed to have something there.
Yeah.
Cut it
Like,
off
and they
at
just-
that time.
yeah.
And they just did it, which was rough. That
It
being
felt
said, though,
arbitrary. It felt
like-
completely arbitrary.
so if you were to take like those like different categories, like art direction, pretty high up, music solid, characters, I actually really liked a lot of the characters. The twins were hilarious.
Well written. Yeah.
Karine was super funny.
I like the development of Big Macho Man Chad dude.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
he grew a lot from the beginning.
And then also, I think the interplay between what was it
Macho Man
Shion?
Trad dude.
Oh,
The main
shit.
character?
the
Oh.
main man, Shatan.
Shitan,
No, not
Shitan.
Shatan. Not
Shitan
Shatan.
wasn't.
So I think-
Shitan was the guy that
Oh,
was
yeah,
not.
yeah, I-
Yukimaru.
Yeah, Yukimaru. I think
Which one
Yukimaru
was
shows, but I think the development of the show between Shitan and Yukimaru and Fena,
Yeah.
like and also with Shitan's brother, like I thought that was I thought that was neat, and I wish that they had have gone in a direction which would have actually involved that
Yeah,
more
I
and less of the we have to ascend this weird like iron stands things up to the sky where we're gonna
Yeah.
be a goddess and then
Just-
decide whether the world will survive. Like it was so
It-
weird. Like more pirate, less god.
Yeah, it was weird
Yeah,
because
that's true.
the
Why is
direction
it called Fena Pirate Princess?
it didn't give you anything that gave like a hint that it was going to go in that direction.
There's no
Also,
foreshadowing.
they weren't pirates; they were ninjas.
Yeah, they were just on a boat, ninjas on a boat. The other people that got blew up were pirates.
They were pirates,
Yes.
but this is supposed to be the pirate princess.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was expecting to be kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, like she's just she becomes a swashbuckling pirate now that
Yeah.
she's free.
She tried,
from
but she kind of failed.
she tried, but then ended up having to make a god decision, and then
Lost all their
Like,
memories.
what the
Start
fuck
from
is
square
that?
one.
Like, why? Why? I'm
Um,
sorry, but it's just like you could have had something there, and then you just decided. Like, I wonder if they knew that they weren't gonna get like a second season,
And
like, they
then
were gonna
they
get
just-
canceled.
So, I
like,
mean,
oh, we
as
just
an
have to wrap up.
ONA, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, verdict 7.11. That
Talking about
might
the
even
story.
be a little overrated.
Makes me feel worse about it.
Maybe a
Yeah.
6.5.
See, talking about the
It's-
story,
yeah.
I agree. I think that's a fair rating, but like,
Yeah.
it was so. As an artist, I'm
It was
like, oh, I
pretty, yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
loved it. It was
So
That's the
beautiful.
thing. That's the
It was
thing.
so
Like,
good.
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
art direction.
Ah.
Like, but where do you put that then?
Yeah.
Right? Like, the problem
Yeah.
is that it had the art direction and like the quality of
Wow.
production of like a top tier show,
Yeah.
but the writing of like one of those random like winter season nobody's gonna
Very
watch this
rude.
shit kind of
Like
thing.
someone just
Like,
had
only
money and
airing on
wanted to write their
Crunchyroll.
story.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right. Like it's like this is
Happened quite a
like
bit for
this
Crunchyroll.
this is like nepotism. Like
Yeah.
there's a guy who works at Funimation whose who's like, or son or daughter wants to be like a mangaka, so they just let them
Yeah.
wear some crap. Like, it's not good, but the production quality 10 out of 10, like
So
so
good.
good.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
gonna say
Except for that one
fair.
scene with
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
that was funny.
Okay.
I'm down with that. All right, last one.
Last one. Fairy tale.
Meh.
What?
I think there's only one word we need to describe fairy tale.
What?
Meh.
Mid.
Yeah,
mid.
meh was my choice.
It's pretty mid.
Alright.
It's
yeah.
I somehow watched like 140 episodes
Dude,
of that garbage.
I
I
was so
watched
addicted
the whole
to it. I
first
watched
season.
it in the shower.
Yeah.
Like I was on my phone in the shower.
I was
like,
so
this,
I have
with the
I have
water
a
on my back.
happy necklace. I have a happy like necklace chain thing, right?
I think
Like,
I have the first 3 volumes of Fairy Tale.
it's bad. But it's not. It's
Addicting.
it is the definition.
Yes.
It is the definition of we'll win with the power of friendship.
Yep.
Like that
And
is
fight
literally
for my
the entire
friends.
It is.
entire show from start to finish is, oh, we're gonna go do this thing. What's this? It's harder than we thought it would be. Oh no, we're in trouble, but that's okay because
'Cause
we're friends,
we
and
love
now
each
we're
other.
gonna beat each other. Like
Yeah.
that's literally every episode, every arc is just that
The thing
over
is, like,
and over and over and.
I feel like he never
over.
got too many new moves. He just did the
Yeah,
same
the
move that
same-
came
Literally,
out
literally.
He's like,
because of his
yes,
direness.
now I'm going to be the fire dragon breathing thing. That's Dragon Slayer, close enough.
yeah,
Demon Slayer, Dragon Slayer, it's all the same crap.
Goblin Slayer.
Fairy tale, goblins. Yeah, no, fairy
Yeah,
tale.
I
I don't
think
know
it's
what its
overrated.
number is, but it's just like,
Oh.
oh, look at this. Main character has big booba.
So many people were into it, like, so heavily. And, like, I think that the way they paced out, like, the actual genuine story arcs was good because you would be just at the point of, like, I don't feel like watching this anymore. This
they
is
hit
lame.
something,
And then
yeah.
they would have, like, something start happening. You're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
But the filler was something else.
There was I don't know if it was filler or if the manga was just written, like, episodically. Like, there's so much stuff that's just one episode, little short stories that I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Steven, I think you got me into Fairy Tale, so this is your fault.
Steven
I'm
also
sorry.
got me into fairy tale.
Okay, I will
The
say.
song, though,
okay,
the Fairy
I
Tale
will
song,
say-
though.
Oh yeah, Fairy Tale's OPs were amazing.
So good.
So
I downloaded them and I
Um,
listened to them
so many of them.
much.
Yeah.
One thing I will say though is that, like, in terms of interesting stuff, like some of the powers were pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, as much as she was just like fan servicey main character, like Lucy's power, like the key thing, the collecting the keys, I actually liked that. I thought that was
I
cool. Like
cool.
they have
Cool
the silver
idea.
keys and the gold keys and like trying to get them. I was like, that's actually neat. Like, I like it.
I think I get it because she didn't, like, it doesn't even show her as, like, training and stuff. Like, she didn't have a training arc. So, like, I get why she's weak, but it just feels shitty when there's, like, a shonen anime where they have a female main character and they purposely make her shitty so that men can save her.
Well, to
But
be fair,
Ursa was
Erza's
slapping.
super OP.
So that's the thing. I'm like,
And so,
I
And so
understand.
was what's her name? Juvie was pretty
yeah.
strong once
The-
you got her,
and
and then also
the white hair.
white hair later. But she didn't fight for like the first like
No, she
4 arcs of the
worked
show.
at the friggin'
She worked at the fucking
house.
guild
house.
thing,
But
right?
yeah, so I'm saying like I
Yeah.
understand why she's weak. She's written in a way that like she was raised, rich,
She was
blah
supposed
blah.
to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
supposed to be
wasn't
weak, but I'm
supposed to
like
be.
kind of feels stinky because whenever there's like a weak main character that's a male in a shonen show, he has his training arc and powers up and then
Yeah.
woots. So I'm like I get it. I get it, but I'm like
Yeah, no, it was a product of its time,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Like it's just like they wanted to have a weak main female character who would have, so you have Natsu and Gray, and it's like, oh, hot guys.
nah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think overrated, but we haven't heard the rating. What's the rating?
Okay, it is 7.59,
Overrated.
ranked
Overrated.
number 1,369.
Overrated.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say
7.59.
overrated.
That's not. No, it's overrated. It's just not. There's just no.
Mm-hmm. Yo, I think I have a fairy tale fan art that I made in high school in one of the books beside my desk.
That sounds about right. Yeah, no, it's just like it felt good watching it when I used to watch it back in high school, but like now
100%.
looking back on it, I'm like, damn, this show was just not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just not. There's just no substance there.
Just shallow fun. That's pretty
Shallow
much
fun,
what-
yeah. It's like Star Wars, like early Star Wars, where it's just like, oh look, lightsaber battles, pew pew pew, like
Yeah, this is white balance. Get fucked by that can.
What? What?
Your whole screen like brightened up when you
When you
put the
turned
can on.
around because your face
Yeah.
is so pale.
I only see all I see from Candace's feed is just pixels. I just see a bunch of
Same.
pixels right now.
All right, so we've hit almost the 90-minute mark.
Oh
It's
my
our longest.
god.
I like how we started out
better?
saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a
Does it
short,
look like
we're gonna have a
Disney
short
now?
episode."
20 minutes.
Then we have our longest
You bring
episode
anime into the
ever.
conversation, and we all energized. So
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
look,
Candace
I can
didn't
be a
even need to know what
floating
we were
head.
talking
Hold on.
about.
Yeah,
oh, wow,
you are a floating head right now.
it is dark.
That's no
out.
green screen. She's just white.
That's all the way down on brightness.
Glowing.
Word.
All right, should we wrap her?
You'll never lose
I
me.
think so.
Yes.
I am tired from all the talking.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna
was
play
a lot of.
Thank you for watching our longest and maybe most interesting episode of 3 Degens and a Normie. And we will be bringing back this segment with other topics in the future. Looking forward to that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
Most overrated, underrated sandwiches. Underrated peanut butter and cheese.
No!
No!
I bought cheese, but I brought it to the school, so I don't even have. I'll have to bring some peanut butter to the school too.
You better try it. We gotta know. I want to know the
Yeah, because
official
you said it
verdict.
wasn't that bad, right?
I said it was just